YouTube, what is up? Welcome back to the Radar for Rasslin Studios.
What up, Mox?
Smackdown, Friday Night Smackdown just finished up. We have two takeaways from a pretty interesting show of Friday Night Smackdown. The build towards Fastlane. Daniel Bryan inserting himself into Fastlane and into the title picture. He's got some gripes with Roman Reigns, rightfully so, and Jey Uso. We have the new developments in the new gimmick of the new heel Apollo Crews. Pretty
a little left field.
Yeah, pretty interesting in this. A lot to get into. That's a strange one, that one. But this is a lot of good stuff to get into. A couple of bad things that happen on SmackDown. You know, Roman Reigns carries the show every week. Nothing different here. The tribal chief, you know, the guy we all need in our lives in WWE because he carries the show every single week. But we have two takeaways from the show. Let's get into it. Before we do it right here, drop a like and a comment on this video. Let me know what you guys think of SmackDown currently. What did you think of Apollo Crews currently, of his new gimmick and how he changed it up a little bit this week and a new little look he added to it? What do you guys think about Daniel Bryan, Fastlane, and getting inserted into this title picture? Do you think it's right? I personally think they should pick Cesaro instead, but whatever. I know there's a lot of Daniel Bryan fans out there who wish he would have won the Rumble, wish he was champion, wish he had every single belt in the company. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think of what's going on currently on the Blue brand. Remember to like, subscribe, notification bell, social media is right on the story with that. Let's get into it. Opening segment of Friday Night SmackDown was an interview with good old Maggle Cole. He's out there and he's gonna have an interview with Daniel Bryan. Remember the days when Daniel Bryan, before WrestleMania 30, how Michael Cole hated him so much, right? And he was always talking trash. But then at the end of WrestleMania 30, he was like, "Make him tap, Bryan, come on, that." You know, he was really into it. But
I mean, that was never. I never made much sense. I know what they're trying to do, but that never hit that well.
Yeah, it really didn't hit in the end. But Daniel Bryan cuts a promo. He's obviously trying to insert himself into WrestleMania. So his only choice, road to WrestleMania, is to defeat Roman at Fastlane, but he has to get through Jey Uso first. So we end up being in the main event tonight in a steel cage match. So he has to beat him first so he can get to WrestleMania and face Edge for that Universal Championship. So it's a lot to ask. He's got to beat Jey in his cage. He's got to beat Roman at Fastlane. It's a lot to ask. But I literally could end up seeing this. May end up turning into a triple threat at WrestleMania, to be honest with you.
I mean, it'd be interesting. It'd be really interesting. I don't know why we need it, but whatever. It could be good. Could be good. But this was a really long promo. It was like 20 minutes. There was a commercial break in between. It was like unnecessarily long.
If you time it out more or less, it was like 15 minutes of Daniel Bryan and then another like 5-6 minutes with. So it was like it's close. It was a little bit over 20 minutes when Roman came out along with Jey Uso. Yeah,
ridiculous. Roman's
promo was really good though. I did enjoy Roman's side of the promo. Daniel's was fine. It's just like I'm not really into Daniel Bryan currently. I think Cesaro should have been in the spot rather than Daniel Bryan. But Reigns' promo was good. You obviously know how he's going to come off and how he's talking. He's like, you know, he's just talking about how he's got to get through Jey first. Well, Jey interrupts and says, "You got to get through me first." And he tries to attack him, but Daniel Bryan's ready for it. And then that's pretty much it. So the match is set. You already know Roman Reigns is telling his cousin that you better beat Daniel Bryan so I don't have to face him at Fastlane.
Do your job for the family.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the way the show started. Good job of Roman Reigns in this. His speech was good. Next thing on the show was Montez Ford versus King Corbin. It was supposed to be a tag team match, Street Profits versus Corbin and Zayn, a rematch because of what happened the week prior with the whole camera crew getting in Corbin's face and kind of ruined the match for them. But Corbin does not want to team with Sami Zayn, so they ended up having a singles match, Corbin versus Montez Ford. Corbin gets the win here, and then it immediately becomes Zayn versus Angelo Dawkins. And then Dawkins gets the win because the camera crew interrupts, pretty much gets involved in both matches here. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's not really all that great. You know, Sami Zayn interrupts the first match, and then you have Montez Ford messing around with the camera crew in the second match to cause Zayn the loss.
I mean, just have a tag team match. Well, why do we need two pointless singles matches that end ridiculous? Just have a tag team match. Just come on, make it. Don't overthink it. Just simple.
It's all about making it, like, I guess, covering the time, so maybe that's why they did it, but it's pointless.
Just make it a long match.
Yeah, and then why go 50-50 with if you're gonna do singles, right? Like,
like, who is it helping? Like, I don't even know what's going on. The camera crew got beat up at the end. Like, is it the end of the camera crew? Because that really wasn't working anyway. But whatever. I don't know.
It was not good. Next thing on the show was another singles out of a tag team. It was Dominik Mysterio versus Chad Gable. Dominik Mysterio ends up getting the win, so this feud continues with Gable, Otis, now a heel against the Mysterio family. We'll see where it goes. I mean, more tag teams is fine, but what I was watching this match, I'm thinking to myself, why the hell did they break up Heavy Machinery if they were never going to use Tucker Knight for anything, and then just put Otis with Chad Gable as a tag team again? It makes no sense. They break up these teams like the Iconics, and they just put them and just separate them, and then put them with teams that after that. Like, makes no sense.
I mean, you could have had a fun thing where it could have been kind of like a New Day where they could have three members, have the Freebird rules, could have Gable, Tucky, and
And Otis.
What's his face? And Otis. So it really, yeah, you're right. I mean, they just ruined Tucky's career. We'll probably never see him again.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we're gonna see Tucker for a long, long time. He probably just fade out and go away, become obsolete. Next thing on the show, we had Carmella in the backstage getting with Reginald. Reggie walks up to her with a bottle of champagne. She's upset with him because he obviously seems to have a crush with Sasha Banks, and you haven't seen Carmella in a decent amount of time. She hasn't really done much when she's been there, and she says he's fired. Throws champagne in his face, knocks the tray over, and that was the end of that. So I guess that's over. We'll see what Carmella ends up doing after this because she hasn't done much since losing to Sasha Banks. So then it's Bianca Belair versus Shayna Baszler because for some reason at Fastlane it's going to be the same match we got at Elimination Chamber.
Because why not?
Nia and Shayna defending the tag team titles against Bianca and Sasha Banks. But now I guess the only caveat, the only difference is that Sasha and Bianca is already set for WrestleMania.
It did this. What's the point? I hate when you recycle things.
Yeah.
Like I know what the whole point is. It's Sasha Bianca, but like, why are you recycling the same match from a month before? It just feels pointless. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous in the end. But the match happens. Belair gets the win. She has to finish. You have some issues outside with Reginald and Sasha and Nia, and then in the end, Sasha is knocked down. He gets picked up by Reggie. Reggie's trying to apologize, and then she slaps the living crap out of Reginald. We'll cut to that clip right now from behind us.
I told you to stay out of my business.
And then so she slaps the living hell out of him, and then we'll see what happens with this going forward. I don't know, maybe Reggie's going away or what's gonna happen. Maybe I don't know. I hope he doesn't get involved in the WrestleMania match. Maybe he gets involved.
Oh, no, he is.
But he may cost them the tag team titles at Fastlane because Nia Jax said she thought he was cute, so she may try to bring him in on the inside and kind of just
being a boy toy, be a boy toy.
Yeah, exactly. So the next thing on the show, we had Seth Rollins cutting a promo in the back. Obviously, what happened?
Pink suit.
Yeah, the week prior with Cesaro giving him the swing, he gets interrupted by none other than Buddy Murphy, a guy we haven't seen in a while because of the whole Steve Cutler getting released. They dropped the Aaliyah Buddy Murphy storyline. It was a big chain reaction there, and then he just shows up and says, "Do you need help with Cesaro? Maybe you can help him." Going back to the well of the storyline between the Mysterios and Buddy Murphy with Seth Rollins, and that was like over a year long. This is just minus Mysterios. Now they just throw Cesaro in the mix. So the match, it ends up being a match: Cesaro versus Murphy, and Cesaro gets the win. Pretty easily. So he continues his winning streak, and Rollins on commentary. So it looks like definitely Rollins versus Cesaro at WrestleMania. I don't know how good of a spot it is for Cesaro. It's gonna be more of a marquee matchup on one of the nights, but it's pretty much just there for Rollins to kind of get his footing and get back into the top of the card.
But I mean, I think if like you made a video on it, check it out. Wasted of Cesaro, how WWE is wasted. I mean, I think it's a good spot for Cesaro to do his thing against Seth Rollins, who's one of the he's one of the top guys in the company, and he's top 3 guy in the company. So I think it is a good spot for Cesaro. It's a good spot for him to shine. Maybe he steals the show. This would have been perfect with the crowd. Like every week, because that crowd would have been behind Cesaro, and he would have got a bigger reaction than Seth, I believe. And that could have pushed kind of how Kofi got pushed, how Daniel Bryan got pushed, where the crowd forced the issue. I felt like this would have been a perfect time for a crowd, and it really could have pushed Cesaro, elevate him to where we all think and we know he can be. I mean, he's just such a freaking monster and a freak of nature. It's just, damn, you just wish he had more going for him in the company.
Yeah, but in the end, I still think Rollins is going to win the Mania match. I just think that's
I think so too.
Rollins is still going to win it, and then Cesaro will probably go into another tag situation or just kind of go away. I don't see it like manifesting itself more into more of a singles run afterwards. And if it does, he's probably just going to lose most of it out. Maybe win an IC title, but probably not. He hasn't won that singles title since he was U.S. champion when he first showed up.
And but the thing is, again, like I said, if there was a crowd, I think it'd be a different story. But it could be interesting too if he becomes a lackey, kind of takes Buddy Murphy's spot, but like just a bigger presence. Who knows? I don't know. I hold out hope there's still something left in Cesaro's run in WWE. It's all, maybe I'm just being a sucker, but
I think that's gonna be false hope. So we'll probably see Cesaro maybe fade out eventually a few years and just kind of leave the company. But let's get to the next thing on the show, and it's the first takeaway, and it is this picture behind us. You had last week. Here comes Apollo Crews. He's changed his gimmick. He's a heel now, and he's talking about his ancestry, Nigerian royalty, and all that. Now he was talking like normal Apollo Crews. This week he comes out with a spear. And that didn't really look all that good. The spear itself, it looked kind of cheesy. And then like two military guys behind them, part of the the Nigerian armed forces. So I mean, you know, they obviously look like just local talent guys that are just there. They don't look like real, like, you know, military guys. But he has a Nigerian accent now, so he's changed it up. I'm pretty sure that's not the actual way he talks. I think the other way he was speaking previously that we've seen him all this time is his actual voice, and now he's just kind of method acting and changing it up to like a Nigerian African voice accent. And I don't like when they do this stuff, because how do you get out of it later on? Like, you had Lana doing the fake Russian accent, you had Kofi doing the fake Jamaican accent, and then it kind of just goes away. And you're kind of just looking at yourself like, I wonder what happened with the accent. Now they're going from like his regular normal voice to
so
an accent, and then they're going to eventually go back to it.
Flipping it around, so it's interesting. But he did kind of change his voice back to his normal voice, like during the promo. So maybe he's doing this, you know, a little back and forth, and maybe he's creating a new character from this. I don't know. It's interesting, and honestly, it's the first promo of Apollo that I actually paid attention to. I was actually enthralled by it. So I was like, "Oh crap, this is actually pretty interesting." And I'm like, and my wife was watching, and she was like, "I saw that guy a couple weeks ago. He was talking like that." I was like, "I know, but you're understanding what he's saying." So it's like, I don't know. It was interesting. I thought it's, you know. It was definitely out of left field. It kind of felt super random and just like, what? And then, okay, I guess we're going to go with this. And hey, if he does a good enough job like he did, you know, if it continues to grow and he does a good job like he did in his first promo, we won't really remember the old Apollo. And this will just be like, you know, if he can get this over, you know, it could be a thing.
Yeah, let's cut to the clip so you can hear his voice if you haven't watched the show.
The good news is that this is not the new Apollo. This is the real Apollo. This is who I am.
Now, so you hear his voice now. So he has an opportunity here. It's interesting. So like I said, it's weird. They're gonna have to eventually go back to his regular voice. So it's gonna be weird, right?
Why?
But I'm just saying, if they ever change the character like back to a babyface, like, is he really gonna stay in the accent role? So okay, but he has an opportunity here to really catapult himself and completely erase all the stuff that he's not really done in the past. So since this coming from NXT prematurely, pretty much from NXT getting called up, he has really done not much of anything. It's been kind of a disappointment. They gave him a little bit of a U.S. title run. He was a little bit better there, but then that kind of floundered. Now he has the opportunity to completely erase all that and catapult himself into a new tier of superstar and be because like his promo was good. I did enjoy his promo. It was a good promo.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. He had me enthralled. I paid attention to everything he said. It's the only time ever I can remember anything Apollo's ever said. And that's just because Apollo never came off strong on a promo. I mean, it's always, I think we can all agree that he just wasn't a strong promo, but this promo was really strong.
Yeah, it came off well, and it was a good job by him. So, guys, that's takeaway number one. It's just Apollo's new gimmick. I mean, however you feel about it is however you feel about it, but his performance is the most important thing about this, and it was a good performance going. Now, it all depends on how he goes forward. It looks like him, Big E's the match at Mania. Maybe they add another person in there, but it's going to be good stuff, so we'll see what happens with that. Let's see if if he tries to use a spear in a match. That may be kind of interesting. We'll see what happens.
It could be his sledgehammer.
Exactly, yeah. So he's got to stare at it like Triple H would. So next thing on the show was the cage match. This is pretty interesting, though, because like they had Corey Graves talk about like how to win the cage match. Like we've never seen one before. Like what the hell was the point of that? But he comes, here goes Daniel Bryan versus Jey Uso. You've seen this match, like the match these two guys go at it for a while now, and it's like Jey Uso continuously is like the stopgap. Like you have to beat him to get the Roman, and I think eventually he's gonna have to beat somebody to stop them from getting to Roman, right? Because then like why is Roman still having him in the family if that's the case?
It makes Roman look dumb. Like why is this your guy? Like he could never do what you asked him to do. And he's embarrassing the family every day. So it's like just he needs to do something. Yeah, like you said, he needs to just beat somebody or hurt somebody or really just get rid of someone. I don't know.
Yeah. Now let's cut to the clip of the finale of this match.
Broken here, and it's now the yes lock locked in. He's got a tap. Bryan's going to Fastlane for a championship opportunity.
All right, guys, so this is takeaway number 2. As you see behind us, you saw the clip. Daniel Bryan makes Jey Uso submit to the yes lock in the ring because there's no rope break, so he makes him submit. And Jey Uso fails once again, and we're going to get Roman versus Daniel at Fastlane for the Universal Championship. A lot of things can happen at that match and how it's going to work towards WrestleMania. Do they just have Daniel Bryan lose? And that's I would kind of have Edge like cost Daniel Bryan to lose because he wants to face Roman instead. Daniel Bryan's kind of like a nuisance to thrown in there. When it comes to Daniel Bryan being in the spot, I don't think he should be. I think if you're going to put him in the spot, you should just have him win the Royal Rumble, to be honest with you. Because, Edge is there, he's in the match, but you could have just went with fucking with Daniel Bryan instead. It just makes no sense, like, to me to have this unless it was Cesaro because he put in such a good showing at the Chamber. He was beating Daniel Bryan the weeks leading up to the Chamber, so it made more sense to have Cesaro in this spot. But he's in there. Maybe it's a little bit of fan service. They want Bryan to be in there. It could be his last WrestleMania big shot, big match at WrestleMania. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this, but like Jey Uso's gonna have to beat somebody to stop him from getting to Roman because it makes no sense at this point. He's just kind of like the lackey that's there who gets beat up all the time. It really isn't something that's endearing to Jey Uso and to Roman because like you said, like he looks kind of dumb because he keeps using that like, oh, you gotta beat Jey, and then we all know he's gonna beat Jey and the match's gonna happen.
Okay, great, we're gonna beat Jey. Oh no, we're so scared. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But like you said, Daniel Bryan coming into this whole feud really wasn't anything behind them to really get behind. He's a name, of course, he's a name, but this isn't the Daniel Bryan of 2014. This isn't the Daniel Bryan of 2018. It's just like he just came back randomly, has a new haircut, kind of looks like a 45-year-old guy trying to be a 22-year-old guy, whatever. I get it, blah blah blah. But I don't know, it just doesn't feel that good. I'm sure they'll have a great match, but I don't know, just the storyline going in doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of waiting for Edge. Basically, that's all I really care right now is Edge and Roman. This is just a stopgap, and it feels that way. It is that way. It sucks when they do these things where it's like we got to put a stopgap, but it feels like a stopgap, and this is what we have in front of us. So hopefully, they can get something more interesting going on here. But it's just there's not much behind Daniel Bryan right now, and like you said, Cesaro would have been perfect, especially because you're building him up so strong going into the Rumble. It just and he's kind of falling down a little bit. Now he's in the thing with Seth. Again, I just want Cesaro to be in something important. That's all. Just one time.
Yeah, it'd be pretty interesting. But again, we're going to get that match. We'll see how they go forward with it going into WrestleMania after Fastlane. We'll see what happens at Fastlane, actually, and we'll see the steps moving forward. But let us in the comment section what you guys think of Daniel Bryan getting the Fastlane match. Do you think he's going to end up at WrestleMania, maybe make it a triple threat? What do you think is going to happen at Fastlane? What do you think is going to happen at Mania? Do you like the new way they're portraying Apollo Crews as this heel character with the accent and all that stuff? Let us know in the comment section what you guys think. That's the 2 takeaways from Friday Night SmackDown. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, I'm doing a live stream with Ryan Awesome. Check out his channel. But he'll be on there with me. We're going to preview and predict AEW Revolution. So make sure you tune into that live stream. And that's pretty much the video we have for you guys today. Remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If it doesn't work for you, brother, do not do the job.
Later, Marks.